The perfect family life is a dream that's familiar to us all, but moving to the other side of the world to find it, that's a huge decision, especially when you risk tearing apart the family you want to protect. The Turners are caught between a new life in Australia and what it could cost them.
I'm hoping she'll make the decision to come out with us, but if not, we might have to stay.
And after a week of ups...
As I say, the Queen has arrived at her mansion.
And downs.
I don't know what will be able to persuade me.
They'll face a potentially heartbreaking choice.
I think we need to realise how difficult it's going to be.
With its 30,000 miles of coastline and sunny climate, life in Australia has long been a favourite destination for Brits, dreaming of a new life abroad. But when around 10,000 return home each year, sometimes that dream isn't all it's cracked up to be. The Turners have 1 week to swap their lives in Swansea for a new start in Perth. It's a huge decision, probably the biggest they'll ever have to make. To make that choice means travelling over 9,000 miles and crossing 3 continents, spending 17 hours in the air. Plenty of time for them to think about the reality of moving so far away.
Coming from plane to plane, with the break in between, it was just such a long time. It did make me realise how far away from home we were.
It does make you realise, but then it's still less than a day.
I'm quite excited to see and do everything because I haven't got a clue about Australia, so it would be a really big experience for me and it'll help me decide what is best for us all.
It was the longest 18 hours of my life. It just makes me think though, like if I do stay home, I've got to travel all that time to see you all the time and I hate flying as it is, so it just puts me off. I'd rather just either stay home, just live there.
There's still a big journey ahead for the family, but already worries are starting to show. The life down under is a new experience for everyone and one that's a long way from their home back in Swansea. Simon Turner and his wife Trudy live with Trudy's 19-year-old daughter Kirsty and their son Jacob, who's 8. They have a happy life, but for Simon, it comes at the price of working long hours, running his own accountancy business, and he's desperate for a better work-life balance.
What I'm hoping for, rather than expecting, is to be working less hours in the first instance, have more time to be able to do with things with the family. I've been on about it for probably 5 or 6 years. Trudy, at first, didn't really say much. Now she's not quite as up for it as I am, but getting there, I think. I think she's willing to give it a go more than anything.
I'm sort of 50% on if I want to go or not want to go. I don't know what I want to do really, because I've never been there, so I don't know what it's like. Now, I know he wants me to be happy, but I think he deserves as well a life where he can be comfortable, not work all the hours, and be with us.
Spending time together is important to the Turners, and they hope that Australia can offer a better family lifestyle. But for Trudy and Kirsty, that could mean facing a painful decision.
I think Kirsty's sort of got an open mind where she'll have a look and see what she thinks. And I think if she meets people and meets friends, I think she'll be really happy. But I think if she finds it more difficult to make friends, I think she'll want to come home. Her dad is here, all her family are here, and my family are here for her as well. But she's always been my girl, so I don't think I could just leave her high and dry.
For student Kirsty, it's almost an impossible choice.
So they're moving there and my dad being over here, it's kind of like choosing. I feel like whether I stay here or whether I go there, I'm going to miss out on either one.
I don't know at the moment what the future holds, whether she's going to come, whether she's not going to come. If she decides she really doesn't want to come, then I'll have to think then about whether I need to come back.
It's a massive dilemma for the Turners and one that affects the whole family.
Yeah, I think it's going to knock us for 6, to be honest, and I think we need to realise how difficult it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
The Turners love almost everything about their life. All that's missing is the time to enjoy it together. But if Australia can't provide the life for all of them, the Turners face a heartbreaking choice, whether to give up on their dream forever or risk splitting up the family. Home for the week is Perth in Western Australia. With its warm climate and wide open spaces, the family are hoping it could be the ideal place for them. But with so much riding on the decision, can it really deliver the goods? First stop for the Turners is their base for the week, in the suburb of Karrinyup, just a short drive from the airport. This 4-bedroom open-plan home should give them a good taste of typical Aussie living.
Still not as big as I thought it would be, though.
Okay.
I think for the budget that we spend, I don't know what will happen, but for the budget that we want to spend, I want something
more open plan.
Moving to the other side of the world is a big decision for anyone, and worries are never far from the surface.
Like, I've never been so nervous in my life. Like, this is basically gonna decide whether I move with my parents or not. I either move here and build a life around them as well, or I stay home and I don't have that reliance anymore.
There's nothing in Australia that I feel has any benefit to me. I'm not looking for a bigger house. It's not offering me my friends and everything, my family or anything. The only thing it's offering me probably is just a better life for the children that we've got.
So this week coming up, there'll be a lot of decisions made around whether it's the right move for us or not. And we'll just wait and see. But
I think it's a matter of whether it's worth giving up everything we've got for it. All our friends and family as well.
If Trudy is to sacrifice her home and the people she loves, getting the right house down under is crucial. But property prices in Perth are amongst the highest in Australia. So finding a home that fits their dreams and their wallet, it could be a big ask. Back home, the Turners live in a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in Swansea. They've spent time and energy on making it a home and believe it's worth around £130,000. Combined with Simon's salary, they're hoping for a budget of between £280,000 and £340,000. Their house is Trudy's pride and joy, and she knows exactly what her dream home will need to convince her to move.
My ideal house would be a 4-bedroomed, open-spaced house, hopefully with a little pool for Jacob, in a quiet area.
I think the ideal house for me would probably be somewhere where we've got room for people to come and stay, and somewhere that's, for me, it's got to be a fairly easy commute to wherever I'm going to work. I don't want to be, one of the reasons I'm going is that I don't want to be spending all my time in work.
Today, we'll give the Turners a taste of Perth's housing market. We'll show them 3 options based upon what they want from their ideal home, what they can afford, and the real cost of property down under. After seeing for themselves what's on offer, we'll reveal to the Turners just how much each house costs. The search begins in Joondalup, a suburb north of the city. It's a popular area for families with beaches, shops and schools close to hand. The 3-bedroom house they've come to see is a typical example of a modern Aussie home. But will it appeal to Trudy and the rest of the family?
Just reminds me of back home a little bit, doesn't it? It's quite big, yeah. It's big enough definitely for us.
No, definitely.
It's just that if we've got people coming to stay, I don't know whether this sort of setup is big enough. We've got to provide for everyone as well. We don't be sitting here cramped for 2 weeks every few months.
No.
If the indoors looks too small for their needs, can the garden change their opinion?
I think the only thing missing is there's a pool, but it's very small, and I think that's...
It's not a deal breaker, is it?
No, it's not a deal breaker, no. It's just that I know Jakey really wanted a pool, but would you be happy with something little like that, Jacob?
No, but
A little bit.
A little bit happy.
No pool for Jacob then, but Trudy spotted something far more refreshing.
So all I need now is my Malibu coconut ice, snatch a lemon off, cut it up into my drink. That's far better, I haven't even got to go to the shops.
So it's decided then, Trudy, you want the house because you've got a lemon.
I like the lemon tree, it's lovely.
But Kirsty doesn't seem as impressed. And with only 3 bedrooms, lack of space is a real problem.
If you're going to make the move all the way over, I think a big thing for you is that people can come and visit if they want to. And I think a house with only 3 bedrooms, just don't think it's big enough for
It's definitely not big enough for us.
Okay.
Although it's a similar size to their UK home, this house just doesn't offer the Turners what they want or need. So will finding out the price seal its fate?
So, what do you reckon then?
I think you're looking at 250.
I think it's worth 240 English pounds.
$1,000.
240,000, yeah. What do you think, Jake?
I think it's 250.
250. Yes. Ready, guys? 265. What do you think of that, Kirst?
I think that's way overpriced for what it is.
I think it's overpriced for what it is.
I'm not surprised at the price. It's just not a price I paid for a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom, relatively small rooms.
I'd rather go further out for that bigger house that we wanted.
Yeah.
Because at the moment this wouldn't sway me to move over here.
No.
I like it, but not enough.
Okay.
The first house may have been affordable, but it didn't deliver enough for the Turners. So will finding what they want mean a big jump in price? The second house is a 2-storey home on the outskirts of Joondalup. It's close to the beach and has good transport links to the city, which may help Simon. And with 4 bedrooms, there should be enough space for everyone.
As I say, the Queen has arrived at her mansion.
Just off the red carpet, there's a downstairs dining room, a family-sized kitchen diner and 2 living rooms, so plenty of space for Her Majesty.
Probably smaller than I imagined. I was expecting to come in and find something really big, open plan just from the front.
Or maybe not.
Not decent enough sized kitchen, love. Not massive, but big enough.
But it's not very nice.
Okay.
Do you mean with the hole?
A bit harsh.
It's not very nice at all, so when I was outside I was really expecting luxury. I just disappointed, I think, is for me. I thought the Queen had arrived at her castle and now I feel like a princess now. And then you have the second living room.
I just feel it could have been modelled better inside.
It's just not thought out.
No,
it's
I
not
don't think
thought
it
out,
is.
is it?
This house is failing to convince, and upstairs, even the extra bedroom is little consolation.
No, the outside was fantastic. When I arrived, I just thought, we're never going to be able to afford a house like that. But now I've come in here, I think, well, I wouldn't even want to buy it.
However, there is one feature that should keep Jacob happy.
Well, this is nice. I like this.
Yeah, you've got a little pool there. Quite well, medium-sized pool. Unfortunately, the inside of the house is just nowhere near
What you wanted.
Although this house offers more space, it still hasn't lived up to the Turners' hopes. And if the price is over budget, then it's going to be even tougher to convince Trudy and Kirsty to make the move.
I think this has got to be looking 465 for you, Jake.
465 for
That's not a
Jacob.
bad guess, mate. I don't think. I'm going to say 475.
I say like 480, but I don't think it's worth it.
If I really had to guess a value, I probably wouldn't guess more than about 440.
Okay.
You ready, guys?
400,000.
It's not that much. I was closer than any of you then. And I said I wouldn't even have paid the 430, so...
I don't think I'd have paid the 4. I don't think I'd pay 400. I wouldn't buy it.
Both over budget and underwhelming, the second house is another failure, and finding the right house is looking like a big ask. For their final option, the Turners are heading out to the quiet suburb of Tapping. It's an hour's commute from the city, but being further out should offer the family more for their money. The house they've come to see is on a new development, and with 4 bedrooms, a pool and a gym for Trudy and Kirsty, it sounds tailor-made.
That looks like home.
I think Mum will like this room.
Oh, this really is nice. And I love the ensuite. The kitchen's really nice. Actually, I wouldn't touch the kitchen. I wouldn't touch anything actually about it, not even the walls, because it's just like back home. Let's go and have a look inside, because Jacob seems excited. He can see something out there. Lovely, lovely blue pool, isn't it?
It's exactly what we're looking for. Should we go and check out to see if the bedrooms are going to be a downer for it?
Yes.
It seems too good to be true at the moment.
It does seem too good to be true,
So
but
we'll go and have a
you
look,
never
is it?
know.
Jake's been won over by the pool and Trudy by the space. But can it impress Kirsty?
Oh, it's the second bathroom too.
This would be Kirsty's shower room. This would be all for you. Would that swing it for you, Kirst?
This is my bedroom.
All right, does it swing out, does it change your mind just a tiny bit?
I tend to go like the houses here.
Yeah. To have patio doors there and open it up onto the pool.
Yeah, it'd be nice to wake up Saturday morning.
Yeah, just want to
Yeah.
dive in probably.
Would be.
The house seems to be offering something for everyone, and the best has been saved for last.
Ah. It's a gym at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
It has everything that
Yeah,
we
I
need
think
in a house. It ticks every box. Every single box, in and out. So you're going to be going in Dad's gym in the mornings, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And then the pool.
And then the pool, is it? So you're going to be keeping really fit then?
With all the features they could want, the Turners look to have found their ideal home. But will its promise be undone by its price? With a maximum budget of £340,000, there's a lot resting on what's inside this envelope.
So, what do we think then? What are we thinking as a figure? What did you say it was? Do you think it is?
Judging on the last one, it
It's
was
a 320. I'll just go a little bit higher than you then, a 325. But I wouldn't say much more than that, still.
No, probably not.
What are you
What?
thinking, Jake?
50.
350?
350, do you?
So if you're right, you get to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Go on in, Mum. Have a
Yeah.
look.
Go on then, Jake. You can read it out and I'll just bring it out for you. Ready?
There's a way to open it.
Jacob's excited now, thinking, can he live here? Can he not live here?
You know what he's thinking is, can I have it?
Ready? Come here then, Jake. Hold it up. Oh, 350, you were right! I can't believe you were right, Jake. I could see myself settling in a house like this.
I can see myself living in this house, yes, definitely. If I get the job offer.
What about you, Kirst? Would this be enough to sway you?
I don't know what will be able to persuade me. I mean, I do like the houses and I do like the lifestyle of it, but I don't know, I just don't think it's me.
It's a mixed result. They found a house that could persuade Trudy to swap Swansea for Australia, but the location still isn't enough to convince Kirsty. The Turners have seen 3 different properties. The first house was on budget, but it was also short on space and features. The second's designer looks wowed the Turners, but it flattered to deceive and came with a huge price tag. Finally, the third house offered all the space and facilities they could want, but at the price of a long commute for Simon. So, have these houses done enough to persuade the Turners that leaving the UK could be worth the sacrifice?
Okay, so that's the end of the housing day. We've seen 3 very nice, very different houses, and it's given us a very good idea of what we can expect of a house if you move over.
And based on the houses that we've seen today, our vote is going to be... Australia!
It's a surprise.
Australia, Jake and Kirsty.
Yeah, and Kirsty.
Australia. You preferred the houses over here then?
Yeah. Even though I don't know whether I want to live here yet, it doesn't matter, the houses are still nicer here. There's got massive gardens in the back with pools and stuff which are really nice. And the houses are generally bigger and I'll have a bigger room and stuff, so they always are going to be better than the UK ones anyway.
A vote for Perth from everyone is a great result for Simon, even if Kirsty still has her doubts. But moving to Australia won't come cheap if the Turners want their dream house too. So the pressure's on Simon to find work that pays well but will still give him the family time he craves. Back in the UK, Simon works long hours running his own accountancy business. He earns around £50,000 a year, but it's finding a better work-life balance that's driving his desire to move.
From what I've looked into so far, I don't feel I'll have to do as many hours, because Swansea tends to be quite a depressed area salary-wise for what I do, and I don't want, if I'm going to move, I may as well go the whole hog and move somewhere completely different and try something new.
Having built up his business from scratch, Simon would be taking a big gamble on giving it all up.
A little bit apprehensive because it's not really within my comfort zone that I'm used to, but still looking forward to it. It's something different, so just see how it goes.
We've arranged for Simon to meet with Bruce Fielding, a consultant at a large accountancy firm in Perth, to find out about working in the city. While Simon's getting the lowdown on Aussie finance, Trudy, Jacob and Kirsty are off to Caversham Park to meet some of the local wildlife. Park Ranger Jeff Cottrell is on hand to show them around.
Fantastic. How would you like to see some kangaroos?
If they do move to Australia, Trudy is keen to get involved with volunteer work, and the park could be a way of meeting new people.
If I wanted to come down here and volunteer, would that be something that you'd look at?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a volunteer program at the park. A lot to do with the public, helping them with directions around the park, taking photos.
Beauty as well, with the photos and...
You have to wear a uniform.
Well, we don't mind that, do we?
It's a family-run park, so we're all kind of one big family here, which includes the volunteers. We do social events all together, and we'd like to make you part of that if you come back and see us.
This would be something I would really be interested in doing. And as you say, with the social part of it as well, I think it's going to be good for me to network and meet people, and as well as the animals. And I think that's going to be a big part of me being able to move over here.
We'd love to see you.
Good. Would this push you towards Oz?
Something, I guess, does appeal to me. It makes me interested. It makes me want to come here. So it does make me think, like...
There's more to life in Oz.
There's more to life in Oz than just...
Fashion.
Just fashion.
This would be your thing, and you'll be able to meet people, and maybe after a year you might think, I've got friends, I've got a life, maybe I could live here.
Trudy's working hard to sell the idea of life in Oz, but if Simon can't find the right job, there'll be no future in Australia.
I think the first question I have is whether my skills and experience would sort of fit into the local market and the local economy.
You know, your experience suits the industries that are going well here in Western Australia at the moment, resources and engineering, construction.
So where would you sort of see me pitched in the market?
You'd be looking at something from anywhere from 90,000 per annum through to 150.
Okay.
So, you know, if you pitched yourself to start somewhere at the lower end of that range, you've certainly got plenty of scope to grow over the next 2 or 3 years as your experience grows, and if you can get a position with a company that's growing and doing well, then you've got a good chance to grow with them.
Yes.
Simon's salary would match what he already earns in the UK, and with the prospect of it growing, the future down under looks promising.
I feel very positive about the possibilities of a role here in Perth. My skills and experience seem to be a natural fit, and the salary levels are what I need them to be for us to make success of it, so I think it's going to be good.
So which way will he vote?
Based upon what I found out today and the conversations I've had and the work I've done on whether I'm going to work in the UK or work in Australia, I'm going to vote for Australia. I think this is going to make it easier for Trudy, but I don't think it's going to be the overriding factor. I think there are other things relating to family and friends that are going to be a stronger pull on Trudy when it comes to the UK. So even though the opportunity to buy the house that we're going to want in the future is going to be one thing off the checklist, I don't think it's going to be one of the main factors.
Simon's earning potential is great news, but a big salary could come at a cost to the family. And there's another money matter for the Turners to face, the sale of the house they love. We've sent 2 local estate agents round to the Turners' Swansea home to get an estimate of what it may fetch on the current market. And with the house they like in Oz at the top of their budget, they'll need every penny they can raise.
Ground floor bathroom. Okay, good sized lounge, patio doors opening onto the balcony as well, and views of the bay.
Pity you want a nice day.
Lovely sized bathroom, nice sized corner bath with a shower over.
Look nicer than I thought.
Yeah, it does.
Very nice kitchen, 2 nice windows to the back garden as well, built-in appliances.
He's polite, isn't he? I like him.
Good sized second bedroom, and definitely a boys' room.
So one of the pluses of this property is it's got 3 good sized bedrooms.
She's nice, Chris. She is very nice, Chris.
The big pluses for this property is obviously the fantastic sea view.
It's an ex-local authority property, which doesn't always attract buyers, but it's in a good location with good views.
We'd recommend that this property is put on the market at 89,950, with offers 80,000 plus being considered. The rental value at the moment would be around £450 per calendar month.
Oh, that's not too bad.
In today's market, we'd value this house at 85,950, with a quick sale of 80,000 and a rental figure of 450.
I'm surprised it was quite that low, but I'm not overly surprised the way the markets have gone the last few years.
To be honest, I wouldn't even sell it for 80 or 85,000.
I'm not selling it for anything anyway, because I want it as a pension.
Yeah. So it's not going to deter us from moving at all if we wanted to, is it?
No.
Well, I was really happy with that anyway. I'm just happy the way it
Just happy with the comments,
isn't
That's a big drop in value, even if Simon and Trudy seem determined to stay positive. But everything now hinges on the cost of living. We've prepared a comparison of the Turners' expenses in Australia. Based on their calculations, they'll find out if they can afford to live down under.
Lemons are like 3 times as much. So you know the answer to that?
Lemon tree.
Have a lemon tree.
So the overall difference is about £45–50 a week.
The weekly shop in Australia is more expensive. What about the other costs?
Coming to the monthly payments, council taxes,
More expensive.
transport is going to be a lot cheaper because you're not travelling
I'll
to
be
Cardiff.
commuting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty well. I always expect the cost of living to be higher.
Yeah.
Based on the UK salary of 50,000, we come out around just over 300 a month. Every month left. The equivalent salary I've been told I can earn over years is around £90,000, which is 80% more again. But because of the extra cost of living and the higher mortgage for the house that we want, we're going to pretty much come out the same every month.
Because it is
At the
higher
end of each month,
mortgages.
so financially we're just going to be exactly the same. We're not moving to be better off financially, but as long as we're not worse off.
We're just moving for a better lifestyle.
Yep.
So that's all good, isn't it?
I think so.
And the job market's good over here as well.
Yes,
so
very strong.
Very
From
strong.
what I've seen.
So you're thinking now the sooner you move the better, aren't you?
I think so. Well, the market's still strong.
It looks as if the Turners will be no better or worse off in Australia than they are in the UK. So how will they decide where their future lies?
So, after considering the options on the cost of living in the UK as opposed to the cost of living in Australia, we're going to vote for Australia.
Australia.
Happy days.
Happy days. I thought you were going to vote Australia anyway.
Yeah, but we still like to make sure it was right. If we'd been slightly worse off, there could have been adjustments we could have made. But if we'd been quite worse off, then I don't think I could have justified it myself bringing everyone over.
Well, I just think that if we're having a better lifestyle and we're getting a better house out of it, which we are, then to break even with that kind of house and that kind of lifestyle is pretty good going.
Having an accountant for a partner does have its advantages, and Simon is convinced the numbers do add up. But for this move to really happen, everything hinges on the Turners finding a lifestyle they can all enjoy together. So it's time for the Turners to sample what Perth has to offer the family. With Kirsty's keen interest in fashion, Mum and daughter are spending the afternoon hitting the shops for a bit of retail therapy and thinking time. Meanwhile, Simon and Jacob are checking out the local football club. Simon coaches Jacob's team at home and would like to continue down under. So they're joining a practice session for a kickabout.
Welcome to the team, yeah. Well, we're going to train, so we're going to get a ball and start to have a bit of a warm-up. Yeah. And then once you're warmed up, we'll introduce you to the team and we'll get going. Gee, he looks like he's already enjoying himself. He's smack in the middle of it all, so hopefully that's a good sign for the future.
While Jacob is getting stuck in, the girls are taking a break from shopping for a heart-to-heart.
So being in the city centre here now, would this persuade you to come out, whether it's now or in a couple of years?
Yeah, it has definitely persuaded me to come out. I mean, after I finish uni, I'm not going back home anyway, whether you live there or not. So it has made me think about doing something with my career
So
here.
even if you didn't move now, maybe after the degree, where there are no jobs back home, you could come out, make a life for yourself, come and stay with us, get yourself a job that you've always wanted, good pay, and meet some friends and have a good life.
Yeah, it's made me think about it.
Good, that's all we need. That's all we want you to do, is to think about it.
Keeping Kirsty happy will go a long way to helping Trudy settle in Oz. But it's just as important that Jacob makes friends, so she's joining the soccer mums for a bit of a gossip.
Hi guys. Hi. I think he'll miss his friends, and his football friends are really important to him.
This team actually is a really welcoming team.
Yes.
So you might get lucky.
Well, Jake joined it late. He loves it.
Yeah.
But once they get involved in school, they meet new friends, and they are very adaptable.
More adaptable than
adults.
me, because I think, when I get here, I think, oh my God, I'm going to be on my own.
And then you meet mums, when he goes to school and the soccer thing, so it becomes
Yes,
easy.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that's going to be my little way in, because otherwise I just think I'm going to just be on my own all the time.
Yeah, which would be hard. Enjoyed it.
A first taste of the Aussie lifestyle seems to be hitting all the right notes for the Turners. But Simon's dream has always been about spending more time together, and they'll be sure to thank him, as that means a 6 a.m. start the next morning for a bit of classic Aussie keep fit.
We have a special family here this morning, out from England. I don't know whether they've won a prize or maybe it was last prize to get down to boot camp this morning. All right, to start with, we're going to head off for a little jog, so if you've got your drinks, you can chuck them down there. We're just going to do a bit of a warm-up. We're going to head clockwise around this way, so follow me. Good work, that's it. Well done, keep going. Raise. 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Kirsty's gone quite competitive in that little run.
Awesome work, eh?
Kirsty doesn't do running.
No.
Kirsty doesn't do any form of
There's a lot of
exercise
sleeping.
really much.
Well, maybe the changing climate might inspire her.
Compared to going to the gym, back home with mum, it was quite fun. Going to the gym, you just go to work out. But here it's it's more activities more than just working out.
What did you like about it?
Running slow.
Would you get up to go to boot camp on the weekends? You would. It's a really good way of making friends, and I really enjoyed it. It's good. Don't know about the 6 o'clock starts, mind, but I reckon you get used to them, don't you?
Experiences like boot camp could be a way for the Turners to spend more time as a family. But have the last couple of days convinced everyone that the Aussie lifestyle is for them?
The lifestyle that we've experienced here in Australia compared to the UK is a lot better, generally because of the weather as well. So our vote is going to be
Australia. Everyone in Australia, did you?
Yeah, everybody's Australian.
Didn't expect that.
Happy with that, Kirst? What? Do you think the lifestyle is better out here?
Yeah, the lifestyle is better out here. Like, everyone's chill, everyone's relaxed.
Which is what you like?
Yeah.
So what do you like, Jude?
I went the way I did over just basically everything over the week. I mean, the football was great. I got to meet mothers.
I like football, and it's better playing football out here because I can play it in the sun and back when I always have to play it in the rain.
It's just going to be better for us. We're not going to be spending 9 months of the year stuck in front of the TV with a certain person spending 2 or 3 hours a night in front of his computer because there's nothing else for him to do.
A vote for Perth's lifestyle is a huge boost for Trudy's hopes of bringing Kirsty with them to Oz. But there's still one big question that has to be answered. Can the Turners cope with the pain of leaving their loved ones behind? The family are very close to their friends and relatives, so seeing messages from them will be hard for everyone.
So we're going to have to watch the DVDs from all the family and friends now, and obviously you've seen yourself that children get upset with these things. What do you think? Should we let Jacob watch it? Kirsty not.
Well,
There's different, she's older.
I think Kirsty wants to watch it anyway, and I think Jacob would feel really left out if you didn't.
I think it's important as well, because he's got to make a decision. We can't just show him the good stuff and not let him.
I did say that the other day. I did say that, is he just looking at the pool and thinking,
we've got to let it,
I'm going to live
as much as it may upset him a bit, we've got to let him
make a decision.
We've got to let him make the full decision. Not looking forward to this, but...
Hi everyone.
Well, hi gang. Hello, Simon, Trudy. Simon I'm very close to, he's my eldest, and he's never moved away from Swansea until less than when he was in the Navy.
Trudy's a fun-loving person. She's got a good heart, she always looks for the best in people.
Trudy as a sister is very caring, supportive. She's always there for me.
As a daughter, Kirsty's very loving. She loves coming home on her breaks. It's nice to see her.
I think they're doing the right thing. If it was me, looking back on my life, I would go straight away. Before it was always in the future, but I don't know how I'll cope with it. I know how I feel, I don't know how his mum feels. I do know how she feels. But it's a big wrench.
I hope this week away has helped you make up your mind on what you want to do. And even though you're going to be miles away, we're always here for you, and you can pick up the phone.
I can't tell you how much I'm going to miss you all. And Trudy, I just want you to know that I'll always be your best friend no matter where you live. I think you've got great courage in doing what you're doing, and I just want you to know I love you all very much.
Hi Kirsty, I hope you make the right decision, which is to stay there. It's a fantastic opportunity. I'll miss you very much and I love you. And if you want to come home, there's always a place here for you.
Whatever you decide, we'll back you all the way.
Go for it, boy. You, Trudy, Kirsty and Jacob. You like it out there, go for it.
We love you lots.
Don't forget me, will you? Please. I'm not going to forget you.
God bless you all. I'm so happy that for you if you make a go of it, please. Bye-bye, darling. I do want them to go, but I would miss them. Oh, it's really sad.
That was sad, wasn't it?
That was tough. That was really hard. Is that fair?
But it was tough though, wasn't it?
It was tough.
It was tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough decision now.
But also remember, Kirsty, whichever decision you make, it hasn't got to be your decision forever.
Do you think you're going to lose support? Because you're not going to lose support here. It's not going to be any different to being over here, would it? You're going to get the same support, exactly the same support. No matter where we are, I'm always going to be there for you, whether it's the end of the phone or the end of a plane. Christmas you can come and spend on the beach. And I up all the talent.
And there'll always be a room in the house for you wherever we are.
There'll always be a home here. If we decide to come over here, wherever we are, there's always a home for you.
Seeing the pain their move would cause was a tough experience for the whole family. With their future hopes in the balance, it's time for the Turners to make their crucial final vote.
The week's been very, very tiring. It's had its ups and downs, but overall I think we've enjoyed.
I really didn't think I was going to like it over here. I was more or less going really to see for Simon's sake.
At the beginning, like, I was so scared of if I didn't want to come here that I was going to lose my mum. And I don't think I'm going to lose my mum anymore.
I think I've put her mind at rest that I'm not just going to be abandoning her to come over here. I'm going to still be with her 100%. I'm always going to be her mother. And I'll always, always be there for her like I have for the last 19 years.
With the things we've done this week, it's pretty much reinforced the view that we're going to have. I'm not going to call it a better lifestyle because we enjoy our lifestyle back home, but we're going to have a different lifestyle that's going to be of benefit as well.
We've only got one life, and if I don't give it a chance for me and Simon and for the kids, then I'm going to really be missing out on something really good.
It's time to vote. Has Trudy done enough to persuade Kirsty, or will Simon have to put his dreams on hold to keep the family together?
It's been a week of ups and downs. I'm hoping mostly ups, but I guess we'll find out in a few moments.
So based on our experiences of the past week, we've decided to vote for Australia. Oh, Australia for you. Well, we knew Kirsty was going to go UK. What about you, Jake? It was Australia then, was it? Stay in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, boy. Maybe my girl would think in a couple of years' time.
It's not that I'm not ruling out Australia.
Yeah, I know.
But if I voted for now,
yes,
to go back now, it would be Britain
to go
now.
back to Britain now.
But if it maybe was in 2 years' time, the vote would be completely different.
Okay.
But I wouldn't come out here now. I'd wait till I finish uni, and then maybe it might be Australia.
I think that's the fairest thing we can ask for.
So I'm happy with that then.
To be honest.
That's made me happy.
Fairest thing we could ask for.
Yeah. That's made me happy.
Cool.
Maybe I just need to grow up a little bit and realise that, you know, I need to rely on myself as well. I've got to understand that they are nearly 40, and Jacob, it's a great opportunity for Jacob, and even if I don't want to go, I'll always support them going, because I think it'd just be great for them as well. Like, we'll always be a family, it'll always be us four, but we're just living in different places.
After a week to remember, the Turners have made the big leap and chosen a new life in Australia. And there's still a chance that Kirsty will join them on the other side of the world.
The new series of MasterChef continues later with a mass catering challenge. Will there be mass panic among the 10 contestants tonight at 9? Endless possibilities next on BBC One when properties with potential go under the hammer.